There will be at least one NCHC team playing in the Frozen Four. UND senior Nick Jones missed the last 4 games with a lingering injury, but was back in the lineup on Friday and made his presence known. Jones scored the game winner as UND defeated Omaha 2-1. UND football held its elite camp on Thursday. Roughly 200 high school players participated in drills and testing in front of college coaches from 14 different states and 4 Canadian provinces, all looking to receive an offer. UND's fourth line of Jasper Weatherby, Jackson Keene, and Dixon Bowen had just 5 points coming into the Omaha series. Over those 2 games, they tallied 8. How big was it to have that fourth line step up?
Well, it's huge.
With only 2 games left in the season, the Binghamton Senators are calling in some reinforcements. On Thursday, the B-Sens named 3-year-old Abel, who is battling cancer, an honorary member of the team. The Pine Richland Rams are just 1 win away from a perfect season and a conference title. But the Rams aren't focused on any of that. Senior Jordan Crawford says that their goal is to just go out and play the way they have been all season long. You came here in December as an associate head coach and recruiting coordinator. 5 months later, with the departure of Mark Pryor, you were named head coach. How have the last few weeks been for you?
It's been a very busy past couple of weeks.
First period right off the face-off, and Gavin Hain lights the lamp. His first goal as a Fighting Hawk gives UND the 1-0 lead.
Last week, I sat down with your roommate, Hayden, and we talked about his pet snake, Jaden. I got his side of the story, but now I want yours. How comfortable are you with having a snake in the house?
I'm not comfortable at all.
It's deja vu for the Huskies. For the 2nd year in a row, top-seeded St. Cloud State was defeated by a number 16 seed in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Some are calling St. Cloud's 2-1 loss to American International College one of the biggest upsets in college hockey history.
Kentucky coming the other way, and Green sets up E.J. Washington, who throws it down.
Your motto all season has been 1 game at a time. How important is that heading into the postseason?
It's huge. It's a good test.
And Gardner takes it in himself, makes a move, and goes top shelf. His second of the night, 4-3 North Dakota.
I heard that you take the team ping pong matches extremely seriously. What is your game-winning strategy? Saturday's loss marked the 4th straight game that UND has given up a 2-goal lead. What can the team do going forward to start closing out these games?
Ketteringham now drops a 45-yard dime to Garrett Mogg for the score. 21-0 UND.
Ryan Winkoff with the ball and takes the defender for a spin. The feed to Joe Licata and the finish. It was an emotional night for North Dakota's senior class on Saturday. With UND on the road for the first round of league playoffs, the seniors played in their very last game at the Ralph. The team made sure to send them off with a win, but did so in dramatic fashion. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third, North Dakota on the odd man rush, and Colin Adams sets up Jackson Keene, who buries it. UND wins it 4-3. After being released by the New York Jets on Friday, wide receiver Brandon Marshall isn't going too far. In fact, he's just changing locker rooms. On Wednesday, Marshall signed a 2-year, $12 million deal with the New York Giants. Last season, the team took a bit of a step back and finished with a 14-18 record. How quickly do you think you can turn things around? Whenever I ask your teammates who the funniest guy in the team is, they almost always say you. So who do you think should have that title? Colton Pullman now behind the net, and Walker strips the puck and Newell finishes. 2-1 Huskies. To say that both of these teams have had challenging seasons would be an understatement. Both have been crushed by injuries. Central Valley is fighting for a playoff spot, but they'll have to do so without a set starting quarterback. After Nico Battisti went down with a knee injury, head coach Mark Lyons has been shuffling players at QB. A Denver turnover right to Hayden Shaw, who weaves through traffic and risks one past Philip Larson. Do you have any weird pregame superstitions, routines?
The weirdest one
Okay.
is pregame meal. If I'm starting, I always take a piece of garlic toast, but I don't eat it.
What do you do with it?
Well, I just, I throw it away eventually. I don't eat it. I don't know. Because the first ever game against Manitoba, I took a piece of garlic bread with the intention of eating it, but I got too full, so I didn't eat it, and I had a good game my first game, so I was just like,
So what if you're not starting? Do you still have garlic bread?
Yeah, but I eat it then.
Oh.
Yeah.
From a walk-on freshman to a senior All-American, UND pole vaulter Kylie Foster continues to reach new heights, both on and off the track.
She came in as a walk-on. She wasn't ever somebody she was kind of overlooked by all the big schools. And she came in and she put her head down and she did all the right things to get to where she is today.
As a walk-on freshman, Foster's goal was to keep improving.
I kept it really simple right away and just tried to keep hitting like the next foot parameters in pole vault. So I jumped 11 feet, so then I was trying to jump 12, 13, 14, and that still has continued to now.
4 years later, and Foster is the program's third All-American in the Division I era and first ever Summit League champion. The Detroit Lakes native tied for 10th at the NCAA Indoor Championships last month. To top it off, she holds the school pole vault record for indoor at 14 feet 2.75 inches and outdoor at 13 feet 9.25 inches.
She's a very hard worker. She does everything that's asked of her. She stays long and does extra just to try and make herself the best she can be.
But for Foster, pole vaulting is about much more than breaking records.
There's a ton of technical work that goes into it, and that's the part that I love, though, is when you do step onto the runway, all that thought that you put into it, all that work you have put into it, just disappears for me, and it's just I'm just on the runway, focused in, and the pole vault just happens naturally after that. And so it's kind of a freeing thing. It really is.
If 14 feet doesn't give Foster enough of that freeing feeling, she goes even higher, a few thousand feet higher. She is currently pursuing a degree in commercial aviation and believes flying and vaulting go hand in hand.
If it's pole vault, the technical work, the hours of practice that you put into it, and then you compete, you jump one time and you clear that bar, But there's so much that has gotten into that already, where it's the same aspect for flying. For academics, you put so much into it, same hours, same practice, all this stuff. And then to go up and you have that knowledge, you have that skill. So it's that same sense of freeing, where you have done all the work and then you get to reap the benefits of it.
After graduation in May, Foster will begin teaching others about her passion.
I'll be actually an instructor at the Grand Forks Airport. So I'll be teaching people how to fly. And I'm really excited to do that. And then eventually I hope to pursue being a tour pilot, followed into EMS. That's kind of the route that I hope to take in the coming years.
Whether it's over the bar or the clouds, it's clear that Foster was born to fly.
I couldn't imagine not doing either of them in my life. I absolutely love what I do. I love pole vault and I love flying. And so it might be in my blood, I don't know, but it is truly definitely something I'm happy to have in my life.